Well, it's Uncommon Falls, and talking about the Pokemon TCG Live in-game economy. And today's video is focused on new players with new accounts. So you might be a new player to the Pokemon TCG in general and learning the game, or you might be an experienced player like IRL, but new to Live. So you have an account without a lot of resources, meaning not a lot of crystals and not a lot of credits. So when I started this brand new account to just get a sense of things, and one of the things was how quickly are you going to gain crystals, because you're going to spend crystals to get in the shop to get cards, but also to convert those cards into credits, because the credits that you can use to craft any card you want. You do it in the deck builder. So if you there's some videos out there on that, or if you want to, you can ask about it. Sorry, didn't mean to click to casual. Anyway, you're going to go to the shop, so jump in here, and you're going to buy some bundles probably. You're also going to have to consider at some point buying celebrations packs under the expansions, but you're going to start off, I'm going to say, with bundles. Okay, it used to be that the number of times you could buy any bundle was uncapped. So what I said is you go back, you scroll down and find in July of 2022, and you have to scroll because you can't search. You find the Shadow Rider League Battle deck, and you just buy that, and you keep buying that, because that, amongst all these products you can buy, gives you the best return. You're going to get a guaranteed return because it's a fixed set of cards. The League Battle decks are still the best way in terms of the products in the decks in this side of the shop to do it, but you can only do it 4 times. So long term, you got to start buying celebrations packs. But when you I'll get to that in a minute. That doesn't get you. That gets you like no credits for a while though. So that's why as a new account, don't do that. There's 3 products you're gonna choose between here. You might buy 1 copy of each product, or 4 copies of each. I take that back. So the Shadow Rider still gives you the most credits for crystals. I always get those things confused. So it costs you 1,250 crystals. You can buy 4 of them. So once you have 5,000 crystals, you're going to come in and buy 4 copies of one of these League Battle decks. I'm going to give the 4 options. I'm going to give my suggestion, but you can change between your priority depending on what you want. So the Shadow Rider, I'm starting with this first because it gives you the best value. Why does it give you the best value? The cards are grayed out because I don't have them in my set. So it gives you 3 V Pokemon and 3 V Maxes. The V Maxes and the V Stars give you the highest return for dusting, the Vs the next most, as well as the EXs. And then rare cards are also important as well. So when you dust those rare cards, you get a good return on that as well. So Shadow Rider gives you the best return, partly because I think cards like Cresselia here, which you get 3 of in the deck, not the best card to play. It never was. I'll talk about playability in a minute. So, but it's rare, so that's important too. So that's kind of the way you can calculate it out on that. So you buy 4 copies of it. You're going to get you're not going to get any credits the first time you buy it, assuming you don't have a full play set of any of these cards, because you probably don't. You'll start to get some credits the second time you buy it, more the third, even more the fourth, and you're going to get about 11,500 credits for the 5,000 crystals you spent. So about 11,500. The downside is you're not really getting any standard playable cards. And yes, you can play them in expanded, but as a new player, stay away from expanded. It's expensive, and if you're new to the game, it's just you got a lot more cards and decks to learn. So just stay in standard. That's really your best friend to start things off. These were good cards at the time, but they're basically, other than like reprints of a card like Switch or something like that, if I just research, these cards aren't playable, and the cards that they've reprinted, you should already have copies of, or they're cheap to get. So you're going to get the highest amount of credits with the 4 Shadow Rider decks, but no playable cards. So that's one option. Again, if you just want credits, that's the way to go. The other option, the number 2 option though, which is I think a good starting place for a lot of people, is the Miraidon EX League Battle deck. Was a different Miraidon decks that had a slightly different name. Don't get that. If I see it, I will show you. First off, you never get these. This is a Miraidon EX Battle deck. Never buy the Battle decks. They're not very good. They don't give you a good return, and they're not very good decks. So the 600 crystals, just stay away from those. Don't buy these things with packs and stuff. That's not the best thing to do either. It was in 2023 is what I'm looking for. No, it's a Zapdos deck there. Sorry for a second. So was a Miraidon EX League Battle deck, but this is not, this is the one to get. Sorry, yes. So this is from So this is the one to buy, November of 2023. And here's the way to tell what it is. You can look at the cards it's got, besides 2 Miraidon EX, which is playable in Standard, so that's nice. It has 2 Regieleki V and 2 Regieleki V Max, and it's the Vs and the V Max that give it make it a good value. You also get a good number of, again, it's these rare cards. That's what drive the cost up. So we have 2 copies of a barrel, which you'll start getting dusting copies of that. Plus, we already start with some barrels, so that's good as well. You're going to get 4 Seal Stone, only 1 copy of it, so even if you buy your 4 purchases, you won't have any duplicates for dusting, but it's a very good card to have, so that's a little plus there as well. And you're going to get some, like, I don't have any Electric Generator. It's an uncommon. It's not a huge return in terms of credits, but it's a good card to play, and that survives rotation. So I'm recording this now in December of 2024. Rotation's going to come probably the end of March of 2023. So I'm talking about what to buy before rotation happens. It's going to change post-rotation. I'll have to make another video at that point for new accounts. But right now, I want to keep it taken. The Miraidon EX deck, it's all playable in Standard now, too. So besides getting credits, I'm also getting some cards. Now, I like Regieleki V and V Max, but most people, they're not the best cards. I think they're fun, so most people aren't going to be super excited about it. So, Miraidon EX survives rotation. How good it'll be, don't know. But it does give a good return on credits. It's the second best, highest number of credits. When you buy 4 copies of this, you're going to get about 9,800. You would get 11,500 with a Shadow Rider, so a big drop off, but still a good return in number of credits with this. And you do get a deck that is fully playable in Standard. Now, most of this deck will not survive rotation, but it gives you a couple months of something playable and fun to go with. So it's a good option now. And there's another option that actually gives you even better set of cards now, but does give you the lowest return in terms of credits with these options. Still a good number of credits. You'll get somewhere about 9,000 credits. I think you get about 9,800 with the Miraidon deck, 11,500 with the Shadow Rider, so we're falling off to around 9,000 with the Palkia V-Star deck. Let's see, that is in 2023. Here it is, under May 2023. So Palkia V-Star, it's okay. You only get 5 Vs in total. 3 basic Vs and 1 V-Star, or 2 V-Stars. So that's why the value is less. We do get 4 Radiant Greninja, which is good, but you only get 1 copy of it. So actually, because you're only allowed to have 1 copy in your set, it will get dusted each time you buy it. And it actually shows up that I have a full play setup because at least one of the starter decks gives me a Radiant Greninja. That's a rare. So these rares are useful cards. Now, some of the cards in this deck are not playable. Cards like Hisuian, Heavy Balls is I take it back. These are all playable. No, they're not playable. I'm waffling, sorry. Battle VIP Pass, that rotated. It's a regulation mark E down in the corner. The Fs stay. We have Roxanne still as an F. It's going to rotate. So Heavy Ball, great card, going to rotate. So some of these cards have rotated, so the deck's not playable. But most of these cards, Irida, very good. This is partly why it's a good value, too. We get 4 copies of Irida. It's a rare. 3 copies of a barrel. It's a rare. This is what helps give this deck some decent value. And Palkia is good. The reason this is of the decks, okay, so Shadow Rider, the most credits, not playable. Okay, so don't be thinking you're going to get cards you can use, but you're getting the most credits. Miraidon, a little less, but playable cards, EX deck with the Regieleki, playable cards as well as getting a good return on credits. Miraidon EX is okay. It's not great, but a Miraidon deck is good, but you're going to have to craft some other cards. So I'm not sure that's what you want to do. And all the cards, like there's some V cards, are going to rotate. So I don't know if you want to invest in a Miraidon deck. You can only play it for a couple months. Then there's the Palkia V-Star deck, which I would say if you want a deck, I'm going to say start with Palkia V-Star, because Palkia V-Star is very good. You're going to buy 4 copies of it. You're going to do any of these options. You're going to have 5,000 crystals, and you're going to buy 4 copies of it. That's the max. That will give you a decent return. I think about 9,000 credits, so that's good. You can craft some cards with that. It's not a bad haul there. And you can play Palkia. Palkia is potentially its own deck. It's with Goldengo. Goldengo EX plays Palkia. And there's a bunch of things you can do with Palkia, right? So Palkia is a nice, versatile card. So I would say get the Palkia, first choice. Then the second choice, and that is under May 2023. So your first 5,000 crystals, you're going to get 5 copies of this. Then if you want to play Miraidon, if the Miraidon, particularly the Regieleki VMAX sounds appealing to you, you're going to go and buy 4 copies of the Miraidon EX deck. That is under November 2023. Make sure it's got the Regieleki VMAX. That's so you have the right Miraidon deck. Most people don't love Miraidon. Don't love the Regieleki VMAX, in which case it might not be the best thing to do. In which case you could skip it, and then I would say, so Palkia 1, maybe Miraidon 2. Otherwise, do the Shadow Rider deck that gives you the biggest hit. That is from July of 2023. So that gives you not the Ice Rider, not Chien-Pao. I'm in the wrong. I'm completely wrong here. What am I looking at? I'm in the wrong year, 2022. So, sorry for the confusion. Confusing myself here. So July. I'll give a summary just to make sure it's the Shadow Rider deck. This gives you the biggest hit of credit. So Shadow Rider, most credits. That's in 2022. Miraidon gives you the second most number of credits. Gives you some playable cards. And then the Palkia V-Star deck from 2023 gives you the fewest amount of credits, but still a decent amount of credits. And it also gives you playable cards, and that the entire deck, I believe, is playable in Standard now, and it's the best, and it's a good card to have in Standard. Now, rotation is going to come the end of March, so the closer you are in terms of March hitting and rotation hitting, you might not want to get the Palkia because the value of playing it drops off a lot. And once rotation comes, I'll have a new recommendation. After you say you buy, though, those 3 decks, 4 copies of each of those decks, what you're going to have to do, I think, long term, is you're going to have to then start buying Celebrations packs. Celebrations packs are by far the best pack. You click under expansion, you have to click on whatever the newest set is, Surging Sparks at the time of this recording. You scroll down this list here, you find Celebrations. It's within the Sword and Shield area, and you click Celebrations, and then you have a choice of 1 pack for 200, 3 packs for 560, 6 packs for 1,120. You get a discount in the pack cost with buying 3 or 6 at a time, and you also this bonus of credits you get increases as you buy more. So always buy 6 Celebration booster packs at a time, 1,120 crystals. Here's the downside. When you start off buying Celebrations packs, you're not going to get any credits. 0. Okay, 0, because with the pre-built decks, you're opening 6 at a time, 6 packs, but you're not going to get any because you're not going to have 4 copies. You only get credits as cards are dusted, meaning you have more than a full playset of, which is 4 copies of for most cards, and you're not going to have any copies. Not any. So it's going to take you a while. Like the first 5,000, you spent the 5,000 crystals, which you could have spent to get either the Shadow Rider, the Miraidon, or the Palkia deck. You're going to get you only get like 100, a couple hundred credits probably. So it's not good for that at all. Now, long term, as you go on and build up your Celebrations packs, it gets better. And at this point, there's no cap to the number of Celebrations packs you can buy in game. So that's what you're going to want to do. But don't start with that because it's not going to help your credits any at all. Let me show you what I mean with the duplicate. So I'm going to click Create Deck here, create standard format. By the way, I'm going to click on all. I'm also look, this is for new players, so I'm just going to show you how you craft a card first. So these are all standard legal cards. I don't have Abra in my collection. I'm not going to craft it, but if I wanted to, I would click on the Abra. You can check the art you want. I like the basic arts. And then you could click exchange. It should show you first. It shows you the cost. So it's a common, so it costs me 40 credits. I can spend it. You say confirm exchange. You can change the amount here. And you go ahead and exchange for that. That's how you do it. And then it'll get added to your collection that way. But I'm just going to show you Celebrations cards and what we're talking about here. So I have to go to all formats because a lot of the Celebration cards aren't expanded legal, they're not playable at all. So it's kind of weird. So that's why you're not getting cards to play either, by the way. But you're getting by far the best value. It's under Sword and Shield and Celebrations. Here we go. So there's 44 cards amongst the Pokemon. There's no energies, and there are 4 different trainers. These older cards like Here Comes Team Rocket, Imposter, Professor Oak, and Rocket's Admin that really aren't playable, period, but they have high rarity. These are the best cards you get. Like Professor's Research, there is a Professor's Research. From that set, I don't have the art of it, so while it says I have 8 copies, it's 8 copies of Professor Research in total. I don't think I have that art at all. No. So it's showing the art for the card if I wanted to. Well, anyway, so it's not showing anyway, don't worry about it. So my point is, it says I own 8 Professor Research, but I don't actually own the art that's showing up here. That's my point. So I don't have any of that yet. Oops, that's the wrong button. I wanted to hit the Pokemon tab. So I have no copies of any of these cards, and you can see like Surfing Pikachu, one of my little favorites there. He was a V and a V Max. He was playable in Standard. He wasn't all that good, but he was kind of fun. But then it's these other cards like Shining Magikarp, which you get 4 or more copies of that. These are the ones that start to give you the big returns. The problem is it's going to take you a long time, a lot of packs. So don't start off with this. You're going to want to do, like I said, Shadow Rider League Battle Deck, Miraidon EX League Battle Deck, the one with the Regieleki VMAX, and the Palkia V-Star League Battle Deck. You buy 4 copies of each for 5,000. The Palkia League Star V-Star deck gives you the fewest credits, but it gives you a very good playable standard card right now. So I would encourage you to start with that. Then after that, I would go to either Shadow Rider deck to give you the most credits, or if you have interest in Miraidon with Regieleki, or even just a Miraidon deck, it does get you cards to play. So I would probably say go with Miraidon next if that interests you. If not, just go to Shadow Rider. Then after you've bought 2, let's say you're going to either buy the 3rd deck that you didn't get, the Shadow Rider, the Miraidon EX deck. And then after that, I think you're ready to start buying Celebrations packs. Now, it's still going to take you a while to get enough to own enough cards in your collection to make it worthwhile. So you may then have to start to buy some other League Battle decks, and I will talk about what those are in the future, just based on dusting. Like the deck's best card for credits is the Mew VMAX deck, just to let you know that. So that's where it's at. It's gotten more complicated. It used to be simpler in the past, but hey, we work with what we have. So you're going to have to start off buying some bundles. Palkia, I think, is the best place right now because it's a very good card. Then Miraidon and Shadow Rider for your kind of second and third choices. And after that, you're going to have to shift to the Celebrations packs. You're not going to get a lot of credits for a while with that, but hopefully you're at the point you have enough cards you can kind of work with. If you find you need a quick hit of some credits, then you're going to buy something like 4 Mew VMAX decks or 4 Ice Rider decks down the road. That'll get you a quick influx of credits, but long term you're going to have to get to Celebrations, but you can't jump there right away because you're just not going to be able to craft cards to play decks and enjoy the game. So you're going to have to start off with some of these League Battle decks first and then jump to Celebrations down the road. Anyway, hopefully it's helpful to you. I know I've rambled some in these videos. I've been trying not to, but my brain is like all over the place with this, trying to think it through. And it is complicated, and I know I want to delve into the complications too much. I try not to, but it's been difficult. So anyway, hope it helps you. And look, live has gotten tougher in-game economy, but it's still a very fair in-game economy, I think. So don't be afraid to jump in and play the game, and take care, have fun, and play some Pokemon.